Welcome everybody. Welcome to another episode of What's in Your Tackle. Welcome. What's in Your Tackle? Episode number, I believe it's number 7 or 8. I believe number 7. We've got PC. Let me bring him on in. Then we'll get to saying hi to everybody. What's going on, PC?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
All right, we've got Matt from we got Ernie Brown in the house. We've got, I think, Hilljack was in the house for a little bit. 351 Cleveland. So, we got 4 people watching. Which I'll watch and wait for everybody to come in. Looks like we got everybody. We got PC in his boat, but not on the water. So, everybody's been talking about the Mendota trip. So, they're all excited. I think Ernie's got him packed up, ready to go on the Mendota trip. Yeah, Matt said awesome live last night for you.
Yeah, I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing you, Kelly. If you were talking to me, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Matt said awesome live last night.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I had a decent crowd in there last night. I just kind of threw that together, and man, I just started it up, and people were coming in, and I don't have a big following, but I got a faithful following, and I appreciate every one of them. So yeah, it turned out pretty good. I didn't catch a bunch of fish or anything, but I did catch some, and yeah, it was good. We always have fun with the chats, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We got LG Bass in the house.
What's up, Tom?
So we're gonna have a little small crowd today. I think DMV just went live, so we're gonna have a small crowd tonight. So it ain't no big deal. So all right, let's get started. I mean, you're already in the boat, so let us know what kind of boat you got.
I got a little. It's a 16-foot tracker. I bought it new in 2010. It's a deep V. So it's not always as good as some of the flat bottom guys where I've been fishing lately with the rocks and all that. You know, ideally where I've been fishing lately, I could use a jet and a flat bottom. But when I first started fishing, I was fishing in a river and creeks near my house, and it wasn't an issue. I mean, it's still not an issue. I don't like to run up into the 1 foot of water with rocks anyway. Even if I had a flat bottom in a jet, I would hate doing it. You know, every time you hit a rock, I would cringe, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, when I was hunting to buy a boat, several things that I wanted this boat had, and it's funny, we've been talking lately, a couple of people talk about, yeah, you ever think about getting a new boat? I really don't know what I would change on this boat other than it has carpet on the top deck and along the sides. You know, it kind of gets stained a little, and you know, it's not ideal.
Yeah.
It's certainly not worth me getting rid of the boat over. But if that's probably the only thing I would change on the boat if I could, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and when I first bought this boat, I did a lot of channel catfishing in the river near me, and one of the creeks has a railroad bridge that's really hard to get underneath. So when I bought the boat, I didn't even get the windshield installed on it because I told the guy I needed to get as low as I could be, but I wanted the side console. I like to be able to sit and drive. You know, I didn't want a tiller. So it was kind of the best of both worlds. I left the windshield off. So, but then it hit me this year with my famous scorecard. If I mounted the windshield back up, it's not a factor anymore because I don't really fish the creeks for channel cats anymore. I can put my scorecard on there, and you know, I wrote these letters on there, and
Yes.
I love it. I do. I laugh at myself. I know I probably sound like an idiot, but I think it's awesome.
Arnie got a suggestion. He says to do a rhino liner coat on your deck.
Yeah. That's like I said. If I felt the need to, I could always fix it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Again, it's not that bad. It's not that detrimental.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate that I have a garage. My boat lives indoors when I'm not fishing. So if you have a carpet and it lives outside most of the year, you know how weathered everything gets. So.
Oh yeah.
Again, like I said, if I was trying to find something to change with my boat, that's about it. So it's really not a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah. Matt said that the scorecard is your best idea ever.
Hey, he hasn't known me that long. I might have had some
Nope.
before.
But hey, you've been doing that card thing. It's probably been the top talk of the catfish community. I guarantee it.
Yeah, it's like I said, I do a lot of thinking, and I'm not an innovator by many means, but it just seemed to me I'm sitting in a lot of those lives, and the first thing every time a new person comes in, how many fish you caught? How big was the biggest one?
Yeah.
So I said, damn, my nephew played flag football, and he used to use these scorecards, and I said, you know what, one of them scorecards there might work, and I just jumped on Amazon, and it was $12 or something, and I said, man, I grabbed one. Of course, I found out real quick that one wasn't water. It wasn't good for the water when I sent it for a swim. Blue catfishing. So, but I liked the idea, so I went ahead and I bought this one. Again, it was only $20, but it's metal and the letters are plastic, so that one will probably last me for as long as I need it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right. I see the net right beside you. What kind of net do you use?
You know what? It's not one of the famous brands or whatever, but it's from Cabela's. It's a blessing, I guess, but I needed to get myself a bigger quality net. So last year I saved up a couple of gift cards and I bought it for myself, and man, what a blessing. I would suggest to anybody out there, especially people that fish by themselves, man, get a big a net as you can afford or find. It can't be too big, you know what I mean? It's if it was too big, I guess it would be inconvenient to carry, but it lays right at the bottom of the boat, and especially when I'm by myself, you get a 40-pound flathead on there. It's a little tricky trying to one hand with the reel and one hand with the net, and it surely helps when he fits in there halfway good. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like I say, it's not one of the I kind of bought that before I actually got into the catfish community, so I try to support everybody. But I bought it from Cabela's. I'm guilty of using Cabela's. You know what I mean? I live about 15 minutes away from a Cabela's here in Delaware, so
yeah,
you know what I mean. It's sometimes if I need something, I can run over and get it. It's nice, but like I said, it was like $60 or something, but it's not a big deal. But it was I told my wife, it's one of the best investments I made in a long time since I started fishing. Because I struggled with my other net. I started catching some better fish, and it certainly helped me out a lot.
Arnie says he's got a net that he could put me in it.
Yeah, and you know what? No harm, no foul. I know people laugh. One night somebody asked me, "What is that? A whale net?"
Yeah.
But like I said, if you're out there in the dark by yourself with a 40-pound flathead on it, especially I got a couple of poles that are 7.6, which I don't like on a boat, but it seems like all the popular catfish poles are 7'6". So I actually buying 2 of them, and nothing against the poles, but I struggle with them a little bit on the boat, especially trying to net fish. I mean, the fish is a foot further away from you if you think about it, trying to get in the net. So, like I said, I prefer a lot of my ugly sticks are 6 foot or 6'6", and I really have a lot better time, especially during the netting process. You know what I mean? So yeah, I know 7'6" is what everybody has, everybody wants, and that's fine. But I'm stuck by myself a lot of times trying to net a fish. And if you think about it, the fish is a foot further away from me when I'm trying to net him. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah, Ernie's still here. He's talking about. He said it's like a motor. Buy big, better have it and not need it than and not have it and really need it.
Yep.
So.
That's what I said. No harm, no foul. You got a little fish, just net him up anyway. And but man, when you do need it, like I said, especially when you're by yourself, it's almost priceless. And fortunately, I've really turned a corner on catching good fish. So I actually need it. I've like I said, I needed it for a while, kind of, but those 30, 40 pounders are really a bear to try to net by yourself.
Oh, absolutely. I forgot to say hi to Country Boy Catfishing. Welcome, sir.
What's up, DZ?
So, all right, you said you mostly use ugly sticks?
Yeah, I for whatever reason, I mean, actually back in the day, when I started, of course, the price and the availability, I actually started using them, and I'm like one of these kind of weird, kind of loyal guys. I like if I find something that I like, I don't care to venture away from it. So I don't know. That's probably some kind of sickness or whatever. But like I'm a diehard Chrysler guy with cars. I've never ever had a car in my name that wasn't a Chrysler. That's a curse, maybe, but I'm just weird like that. So I've kind of fallen in love with ugly sticks and also pen reels.
Okay.
So and pen reels, of course, everybody knows they were the gold standard back in the day, and now, of course, most of them are made in China, and you know they've fallen off quite a bit, I would say. But
yeah,
I still like them, and I found you got to buy the better pens, because the $50-$60 pens are just like a $50-$60 anything. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So like I said, I'm just weird like that. You know, I just like to use the same things, and I don't know. I'm not like a taste tester, I guess, and I hate to spend $100 on a reel that was a different brand and then not like it.
Yeah.
So,
oh yeah.
So yeah, like I said, I have a couple of the expensive pens and I have a couple of the cheapies, and you can tell the difference. You know, it's like anything. If a reel costs $50, it's probably worth about $50.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And like I said, it's funny. I talk about it all the time in my lives. My most expensive reel is a Pen Fathom. It's a lever drag. It doesn't have level wind. I hate that reel. I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
It was $205. It's by far my most expensive reel, and I hate it. Just the lever drag is something different than the star drag when you're used to the star drags, and it doesn't have the level wind. I actually like the level wind. You know, they say you can cast further without it and all that, but you know what? I'm in a boat. I don't need to cast that far. But
no.
Yeah, when I first started in this catfish craze, I wanted to upgrade, so I bought myself a couple reels, and you know, I bought that one just to try it. And like I said, I use it. I use it every trip, but even last night I casted it and I used a smaller bait, and I was made a couple birds nest, not horrible birds nest, but it's like I always got to be tweaking it to get it to cast good. And anyway, live and learn. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
But, like I said, it was $205, so I'll probably die with it. But you know how it goes.
Oh yeah. Welcome, my friend from Scotland.
Scotland?
She's from Scotland.
Yeah,
it's probably getting close to midnight in Scotland.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool, yeah, awesome.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, Liz is in here, so.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's the UK crowd is really coming over. Man, unfortunately, I guess for me or whatever, I went live last night just on a spur of the moment thing, but Chunky was live, and my Lord, I think he had 300 people in there when I looked in one time when I got done.
Yeah, he did.
but yeah, that's cool. I mean, fishing is universal, right?
Yeah.
No language, no race, no gender. That doesn't matter.
Nope.
Who don't like fishing?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool. It's good. It's good for everybody.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So we've talked about your rods. We talked about your reels. What kind of rigs do you like using?
What kind of what?
Rigs.
Rigs? I tell you what, Kelly, I'm pretty one of these keep it simple, stupid guys. I almost always just use a Carolina rig. Yeah, I've shown some guys on my lives, but I've switched over to these. I've really grown to like these sinkers, the no rolls.
Yeah.
You know, with the line goes through the sinker.
Yeah.
To me, it's a lot less snaggy than the what do you call them? The fish finder rigs or the whatever you call them, slider rigs.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not as convenient if you want to change your sinker. I mean, you
Yeah.
got to cut the line and retie it. But I almost never change my sinker. You know what I mean? I always have enough weight. I know I'm probably against the grain with some people, but I'm not one of these guys that's worried about having a lightest sinker as you can get away with. I don't feel that if you got a 5 ounce on there versus a 3, I don't think it affects the bite. I really don't. It may. I've been wrong about many things, but I just as soon throw the 5 out there and be done with it, and not have to worry about it. And if you leave a little slack in your line, when the fish picks up the bait, the sinker's not holding it up at all. The weight of the sinker doesn't matter. If the sinker stays on the bottom, the weight of it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Matt wants to know if you ever use a Santee or a Kentucky rig.
by Santee, you mean with a float in it, right?
Yeah.
Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time. I've grown to love the Demon Dragons, but of course I have floats too. You know, just peg floats with some beads on them and like that. But yeah, I kind of ran into a little bit of not trouble, but if you don't have a lot of current with them, sometimes they can be a little tricky. They can tangle and all that. So if I'm fishing where there's not a lot of current, sometimes I'll take them off. But if I'm fishing somewhere with current, 90% of the time I got a Demon Dragon or a peg float on there. I don't know that it helps, but I feel like I know it doesn't hurt.
Do you do it when you do the Santee rig? When you do the Santee rig, do you do a double hook or just a single?
Single.
Single.
I've dabbled a little bit with double hooks, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean I get it. I get the 2 baits out there, the extra scent, all that.
Like a hollow rig almost.
Yeah, I get the idea of that, but I just never really utilized it. But like I say, I wouldn't be against it, other than it's just more stuff gets snagged up. I fish in a lot of rocky places and all that.
Yeah.
And if with me being in a boat, if my sinker snags up, 9 times out of 10, I just leave it sit there. And then when I go to move, I take the boat back past it, and 9 times out of 10, it just lifts right up out of the rocks.
Yeah.
But if your hook actually gets hooked on something, ain't nothing you can do about that. So, yeah. But like I said, I get it. I get the idea of it. I actually like the idea of the sinker slide so much that I don't think I'd want to hook above the sinker. Just me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, I like to use a decent chunk of bait on the single hook below the sinker, so that it can move. The fish can move it. If you had a hook. Well, I think when they do those double rigs, they don't have a sliding sinker. If I'm right, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really like the sliding sinker idea. So that's kind of why I never really explored it. I got a couple floats that actually have 2 hooks on them. So like if you wanted to have a big bait, you could get them both in it, or run 2 chunks. They're about 6 or 8 inches apart. So I use them occasionally, but like I say, I really like to keep my game kind of the same, and I I feel like I'm doing pretty good. So I'm not really looking to change, something as basic as that. And I really believe in the slide and sinker is your friend when the fish picks up that bait.
Yeah.
Has as little resistance on it as possible. Yeah. And then once he decides to go, still it doesn't resist as quick. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well,
yeah, I've kind of fallen in love with those strategies, and I don't know, I'm old and hard-headed maybe, but if I start having a bunch of skunk days, then I'll be looking to change because I feel like that's a game changer.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I like that right there.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And you've been doing awesome. So I wouldn't change it.
I'm certainly no expert. No, I like to think I catch my fair share of fish. But yeah, keep it simple, stupid. That's the other thing, because I can really mess stuff up.
Oh, absolutely. We got 12 people in the house. We got Avid just jumped in. What's going on, Avid?
Yeah, I was going to watch it on my iPad too to see the comments, but there's such a lag. It's really confusing, and I'm having a little bit of hard time hearing you on my phone.
That's fine.
I should have brought some earbuds. Maybe it says that right on the StreamYard thing. Use your earbuds, and I didn't. I'm not thinking about being a guest. But anyway, we'll get through.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. What kind of line do you like to use?
I've totally given up on braid. I know that's not popular with everybody either, but I have two specific instances where I lost big fish with braid, and after the first one, I shook my head and moaned and groaned and resisted the change, and then I lost another big fish, and that was it. I get it. It's thin, it's strong. Other than the fact that fishing around rocks.
Yeah, see, that's one thing that if you're fishing around rocks, braid is not what you need.
No.
Braid will rip and cut on those rocks no matter what. So yeah, mono will be your best if you're going toward rocks.
Yep. So I'm exclusively mono. Again, I'm not a fancy guy. Most of my stuff is just Berkeley big game.
Yeah.
And I don't go crazy on the test. Mostly all my stuff is 30. I do have some 40. Almost feel like I got not gilded in because everybody's talking about using 65 and all that. But I don't feel that I've ever had a fish break 30-pound mono, other than if I did something stupid. If you use your drag, use your pole. I got a 60-pound blue cat. I don't think there's any need for more than 30. And I tell you what, the biggest problem for me is tying the knots with the the leader that I use. I got 50-pound leader. Man, it's hard to tie knots with that if you ask me.
Yeah. Country boy. Yeah. That Berkeley big game. That's what I use on mine. Berkeley big game 30. That's what I use on mine. Yeah. I've got it snagged bad and not break.
It's hard to break. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I actually 2 weeks ago I was fishing a deep spot in this new section of river I was in. It was 85 feet deep. I had a snag on the bottom. I couldn't break the line. Because it does stretch.
Oh yeah.
I'm cranking down on it all the way into the water, and I'm pulling back, and it would not break. I finally put the boat in gear, held my thumb on the reel, and just put it away until it broke.
Where you're fishing mostly off the bank, braid's not bad. But if you get out here in the middle of these waters that are all it is rock on the bottom, braid's not gonna do good. I've heard too many people that are on boats get out in the middle of that water and it's rocky. Braid just snaps so easy.
It's the weirdest thing, because if you got a good piece of braid and you feel like you could tie it to a car and pull the car with it, but when that braid breaks, it feels like somebody cut it with a knife. I mean, it's like it doesn't snap, it doesn't tug. It's just like it just broke. Like, how did that happen? strongest. This is the strongest string known to man, and it felt like it just broke with no resistance. But that's all it takes is that sharp edge on that rock and that fish pulls on it.
Oh yeah.
And, man, like I said,
with the mono, you can almost break your rod before you'll break the line. It depends, but sometimes you'll break your rod before you will.
Yes, absolutely, and it's less because it does have some stretch. I know everybody says, the hook, you won't get your hook set. Man, I've fallen in love with circle hooks.
Mm-hmm.
The hook sets itself really great. And when that mono, if you got a big fish and it actually stretches, it'll actually give your knots and your tackle a little bit of relief. If that fish makes a head shake or whatever, if that mono gives a little, guess what? Now your knot isn't getting the whole brunt of it.
Yeah.
So like I said, I'm certainly no expert, but seems like I've found a lot of these things out the hard way. But same way with these ugly sticks, they're almost a little soft. I get medium heavies, but you compare it. I just bought one of the Rippin' Lips, and I got Whisker Seekers, the 7.6, medium heavy. That's what everybody uses. Man, I mean, you just don't get that big bend. Which is okay, you're trying to bring a fish in, but I almost like the rod being a little bit softer. Again, it's takes a little of the pressure off of your gear, your knots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you do have a little nick, man, maybe it'll soften that pull on that, and maybe you get the fish in one time out of 10. If you get that extra fish, man, and it's usually a good fish that you overstress a knot with, break a knot or something, and they're the ones that really hurt. Yeah,
that slime line I hear is really, really good too.
You know what? I hear that. I've never tried it. The only
LG likes 30 pounds.
Yeah. Again, I'm like I said, I'm one of these weird guys. I almost always just get Berkeley big game. It's cheap. I've had good success with it, but I did buy some Whisker Seeker, 30 pound, the orange line. I bought a pole and all, and that line is nice. That line is nice. It's it almost feels a little smaller than the Berkey big game, but it's 30 pounds. So that's actually nice. But like I said, I'm usually if I go to even Walmart's or Cabela's or something, and they got the Berkeley big game on sale, I just grab a spool or two of it, and I always got it in the cabinet. And like I said, for the money, I don't think you can beat it.
Yeah, we got Hill Jack in the house. What's going on, TJ? Hope you're feeling better, buddy. We're all praying for you, definitely still.
Yeah, TJ. Prayers to you, man. I hope everything works out. Hopefully, I know that we were talking in the live last night about you, and everybody's praying for you. I hope there's no long-lasting effects or anything, and man, we get you out fishing again, brother, man. That's where we need you.
And we got Paul Meadow, Kevin is in the house. We got also Mike Irvin's in the house.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, Paul Meadow's on next week.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I got Paul Meadow on next week, so we're going to be talking tackle next week. We got 15 wonderful people in the house, which is awesome. Appreciate everybody coming in. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, share it out.
Yeah. I appreciate you thinking about me, Kelly. I do.
Oh, no problem, man.
Like I said, I'm just a little guy. I'm trying to have fun. I'm certainly no expert, but I like to talk with people, and I certainly anything that I've learned the hard way. Heck, if I can save somebody a step, I'm all for it.
And that's what the show is about. The show is about to bring out what we use in tackle to bring in these fish. I mean, everybody's talking about how they got their channel set up and what they look like in the future for their channel and stuff like that, but nobody really talks tackle. And that's, if I can help somebody get something or buy something that's going to help them, then I've accomplished what I'm here for.
Yep. That's like I say, I've learned a lot of stuff the hard way, and I'm a little hard headed too. But I tell you, for a long time, I studied YouTube, just watching videos, and I mean, me, I'm not listening to what they're talking about, baby. I'm just looking at their gear. I'm looking at the way they set hooks. I'm looking at where they're fishing. And a lot of guys out there give a lot of good information. It's awesome. Of course, everybody knows Tim Epic Catfish is in all of our chats, and man, he is a wealth of knowledge, and he likes sharing it. And anybody who doesn't want to listen to him is not a catfish nut like us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's a wonderful part of our family for knowledge. You gotta have a smart family member, you know.
Yeah.
So
Kevin and Avid, is that better on my mic? They're saying my mic was popping and echoing. So is that better for you all?
Yeah, I can hear you pretty good, Cal. Unfortunately, I'm on my phone. I didn't think this through again, but I was going to do it on my iPad, but the lag is huge. So we would have really been battling.
I'm really loud. Okay.
Yeah, it's almost like echoing a little bit. They're right.
Let me try something here. What was it? All right, now.
That sounds pretty good.
All right. Oh yeah, Hilljack says Epic is Professor Catfish. Oh, I know. He's been helping me out a ton.
Yeah, like I said, I think he actually enjoys sharing his knowledge. We've kind of, well, I'm friendly with everybody, but I mean, me and Tim have kind of become a little bit friendly. I can just listen to him for hours, and I have a lot of questions in my own mind, and he gives me logical reasons for things that go wrong with me, which is what I like.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I know it'll sound stupid, but sometimes if you go out and get skunked, that is a trip that should teach you something.
Yeah.
Okay. If you go back next week and do the same thing, the problem isn't the fish. The problem is this guy.
Yeah. See, that's like I was talking with him today. We was talking, and I'm going back to the spot I was in Thursday, but I'm going to suspend bait instead of putting it on the ground.
Right. Yep. Like I said, there's the tactics matter.
Yeah.
Of course, the location matters. There's so many things that matters. But like I said, I have a lot of questions and a lot of nights where I did bad, where I thought I was going to do good, and he offers me an explanation for some of it, and then I'll, okay, that's when it clicks. You know what I mean? So I try not to do the same things over and over. I am guilty of certain things. I have my spots that I like, but if I have good success there, it's almost foolish not to go there. But you got to know if tonight's not the night for this spot, you got to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then employ some other tactic that you don't usually use on one of your regular nights, because obviously it's not the same kind of night.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I've been pondering it. When I do the lives, I almost feel like it kind of takes me out of my fishing game. If we're chatting and we're having a good time chatting, like a lot of times I'll feel like I don't want to move. You know what I mean? Because that's like a 10 minute break. But I just got to keep telling myself, I got to fish. If I'm catching fish, they'll stay. People will be interested. So I got to do what I got to do to catch fish. But I get caught up, and we get to chatting, and people start making fun of me. we have a good time. Like I said, sometimes I might stay in a spot too long, and now maybe at the end of the night I don't have time to go to a last spot or something. But I'm enjoying it. I really am. I really thought long and hard about just giving it up and just sit back, do my fishing, and then just come chat with everybody. But I don't know.
Oh.
I've kind of turned the
Yep.
corner. I think these lives, I really have fun with the lives. I do. I got to admit it. So
Yeah. We got another person that's
away.
joined our chat that's been killing now in the waters. Roger from Muskrat Adventures.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roger's been killing it. He killed it yesterday, definitely.
Oh, I saw he was out live, but I was so busy at work yesterday I couldn't even tune in. Yeah, he was he with Skip yesterday?
He was with Skip, yeah. They caught 4 before they even went live.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Again, good fisherman, man, and good people. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He does a lot of lives during the day, and every once in a while at work, I got to actually work.
Yeah.
I just don't have time to. I click in and give it a thumbs up and maybe say hello, and man, by the time 20 people say hi to you, it's like I got to get back to work.
Yeah, I usually jump on there when I'm driving down the road. So I usually live when I'm going to work or coming back home from work.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, I jumped in there just long enough. I saw it was him and Skip, and I don't even think I said hello because I really didn't even have time to say hello to everybody. You know what I mean? So yeah, I hit the thumbs up, and then I, if I can go back later, I will. But yeah, Roger, he's a good guy and a good fisherman. You know what I mean? The whole family. It seems like everybody. We were talking to my live last night. Yeah, I almost feel like literally anybody, any of us, you know who we are. If you were coming to New Jersey and you wanted to come jump my boat and go fishing, I would not even hesitate, blink an eye, man. Come on, come jump in my boat, man.
Absolutely.
You just kind of feel like we all had the same values. We're all the same kind of people, and you know what I mean. Like your brother. I ran into your brother at the ramp that day. Man, he jumped in my boat. We fished all day like we knew each other for life, and it's just we're just like we all got the same mentality, and you know what I mean. I don't know. It's weird. My wife thinks I'm nuts. She swears I'm gonna get stabbed and robbed and drowned one day while I'm fishing because I'm gonna bring a stranger with me or something. But like I said, I just feel like all of us are we just got a bond. It's weird, I guess, but I don't know. That's the way I feel.
Oh yeah. Let's get back to some tackle. Do you use a different poundage for your leader than you do your main line?
Yeah, I do. Like I said, I'm almost guilty of just listening to everybody, but I can't tie knots with a 50 or 60 pound leader hardly. I swear, after I tie the knot, it just worries me. It looks like it's not tight. So 40, I've kind of settled in at 40 pound leader. And I got some of this from Whisker Seeker too, the leader. It's almost like it's a little smaller than the cheap 40 pound leader, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I can tie good knots with it, but
what kind of knots are you tying on yours?
I stand corrected. This is actually 50 pounds.
Okay.
I tell you what. Again, I don't deviate much. On my hooks, I like to do the easy snell. And almost everywhere else, I do Palomar knots.
Okay.
I kind of started doing that when I was messing with the braid, but man, they work good on mono too.
Yeah.
And sometimes, if I need to tie the hook on, if you're tying the hook on and you already got the other end hooked up, you can't do it. You can't do the easy snell. So I'll do if I got enough leader to do a Palomar, I'll do that. But if not, I'll do the improved clinch knot. But I actually a couple weeks ago, I actually did that real quick in a hurry, and I lost it felt like a pretty big fish, and I brought back and I had the pigtail, and I just tied that hook on, and I'm just like, what? The leader was on a demon dragon. It was kind of short. I don't know why. I feel like I'm in a hurry, but I just hurried up and did a clinch knot on there. And don't you know, right after, I had a nice fish on, and hook came right off. I got the whole pigtail back there. Ain't nobody to blame for that one but me. So again, live and learn. But yeah, like last night, I broke a hook off on a channel cat. He was on the floor, flopped around, and the hook came off, and I tied a new leader so I could do the snell knot on the end and do it properly. You know what I mean? it takes you a couple minutes, but I don't know. Sometimes when I'm fishing, I feel like I'm in a hurry. I want to get the bait back out, But yeah, you can't rush when you're tying.
Yeah.
That's always going to come back to bite you.
Hilljack, dude, TJ, there ain't no pressure to try and catch a fish on live. I've been trying it for the last couple months and still ain't got one on yet. So, dude, don't stress yourself out trying to put one on live.
Yeah, well, and you know what? That's what I say. I feel that. I feel that too, and like I say, it kind of changes my game a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but maybe. No, I guess you understand. But yeah, when you're standing there, you got 30, 40 people watching you. You feel like you need to be catching, and when you're not catching, then you feel a little pressure. Let's do this, let's do that. But instead of just doing your thing, you know what I mean. But I've gotten better with that. But like I said, I rushed through tying the hook a couple weeks ago, and damn if I didn't lose it felt good. It pulled a cinch knot through, so it was a big flathead. But like I said, it's a little bit of pressure on you when you're doing these lives.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you look at the ones I've done fishing, I'm just out there to have fun. I mean, if I get a fish, I get a fish. If I don't, I don't.
Yep. Yeah.
So I mean, I'm just out there. I'm out there just have joy, have fun.
Yep. That's
so spend some time. I've been bringing out my cousin with me, so I'm just out there to spend time with him because we used to do all this kind of stuff all the time. So.
Yeah. Like I say, when I started fishing pretty heavy, I don't know, a little while ago, and one of the things I actually enjoyed was just going out there. I might answer the phone or a text message once, and I would just shut my phone off. I don't play music. I love music, but I don't play music. I sit there and literally stare at my poles like a mental patient. But it's just like relaxing. I forget about work. I forget about my bills. And now doing these lives and doing the YouTube, it almost changes. Well, it does. It changes that. That's what last night was a great example. I fished Thursday night, and I went live, and I caught a few fish, but I had a little bait left over, and I put it in my refrigerator in the garage because I wasn't sure if I was going to get to go out this weekend or not, and I didn't. And it just kind of dawned on me yesterday, man, I got that bait in there, and I had the refrigerator cranked down to Arctic. I came out and touched it. It was nice and firm. I said, man, I'm just going to go fish. I'm not going to go live. I'll have my GoPro running, but I'm just going to go fish. Well, I wasn't there 5 minutes, and I had 2 fish. And I'm like, damn, I guess I better go live.
Yeah. And, it's just like Muskrat said. I mean, he just said a minute ago. He said, let me get back over here to the question, up to what he said. He says when you're live, says people will watch, just turn the trip into a Q&A. I mean, if you're not catching, just turn it into Q&A. He said he held a 6.5 hour live stream with one fish with 50 people or more watching the whole time. Yep. I mean, that's basically what it is just keep people's attention. If you're catching a fish, and Liz has pointed out, the main thing is just to get out there and fish. If you catch one, it's a bonus.
Yep. Well, that's what I say. And now, when I get a little bigger and I get some more followers, when they're like he has 40, 50 people in there, they're more likely to be chatting and they keep themselves occupied a little more. I got 20, maybe 25 or whatever most of the time. And so I do. I like to talk to the camera, but again, I'm used to staring at my poles like a mental patient. Like I like to know if I even get a subtle tap. But I am talking to the phone. I'm looking at my iPad. So I'm always running my clickers now, and I don't always run my clickers, but I feel like I got to now just because if I get a bite, I need to know. So just that little bit, it's changing. It changes your fishing game just a little bit. But like I say, I've actually started to enjoy it. I was really stressing the first couple I did, but yeah, I'm overcoming all that, and like I said, I actually was like. I was wanting to go live, but last night I was like, I don't know if this bait's any good. I don't have much bait. I said, I'm not going to go live. I'm just going to go. I wasn't even going to go far from the dock, and I didn't. I probably went a half a mile from the dock, and I fished 5 or 6 places, and then I loaded up and went home. And but but like I said, I went live and we actually had a good live. I think I had 42 people in there at one point, but
Matt said you had 36. You had 36 for like a straight while, like 36 people at one time going straight.
Okay, yeah. But like I said, I got my handful of my regulars, and we yuck it up pretty good, and that's funny to people. The people enjoy that banner, I think, too. You know what I mean? So I had a bunch of new names last night, which was very encouraging. But last Thursday night, I had 100 likes on my live, which is a first. So I was proud. You know, I guess proud, is that the right word? Proud of that. Happy with that. So I guess what I'm doing is okay. Some people are gonna like me, some people ain't, and that's how it is. But I like Chunky. I mean, he just and he's a perfect example. He's got 400 people in there watching him, and he might catch 3 fish some nights. You know what I mean? And three.
But he's got that sense of humor. It's just like Roger said. If he was alone fishing, he'd crack himself up. He's got that personality enough to where he don't have to be catching anything. Nope. He's gonna have you glued to the thing because you don't know what's coming next out of his mouth or what he's gonna say.
Yep. That's exactly right. And but like I say, I'm awestruck by it. He was one of the first lives that I watched. I guess he was actually one of the first lives, But and the first time I watched it, I was like, yeah, this guy's pretty funny. I'm like, man, he ain't really catching many fish, and I'm thinking, I want to watch somebody catch a bunch of fish. But then I click on him next time, and I'm in there longer, and then I'm chatting with people. And then, of course, I got to be friendly with the whole family, you know what I mean? So now it's a social event, and it don't matter if he catches fish. So that's awesome. I'm still, of course, I don't have his following, but I'm still going to try to catch fish.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what we're out there. We're all trying to catch fish, but I mean, if we don't, we don't. I mean, but we're still having a good time. We're still out there. We're supporting each other.
Yes.
So, I want to say hi to Chrissy Brown that came in. Big Slim came in.
Hey guys. Yeah.
Let's get back to doing some more tackle. Now, when you're doing your main line to your leader line, what do you use to connect them? Are you doing straight lines, or are you doing a swivel, or are you doing swivels?
Yeah, I use just standard barrel swivels. I think they're 80 pound or 100 pound. Good size swivel, and I like the Palomar knots. I swear, I run the no roll sinkers, and I put a bead, a orange bead under the sinker, just to kind of protect it, because those no rolls they do slam on the knots. You know what I mean? And even with the bead on there. I got all my poles set out now. You probably can't see them, but at least every 2 trips, I just pull all my lines down, and I pull 8 or 10 feet out. And if I got to cut the main line back a little bit, if I feel any nicks or abrasions, I peel a little bit off, check all my leaders. I even sharpen my hooks a little bit. I got a little file to sharpen the hooks up.
Yeah.
Make sure I can prick myself. You know what I mean? But that kind of stuff is, and I've really only started doing that the last couple of years. But you lose a few fish, and you gotta search why did I lose these fish? And if that main line breaks, I know that it had a nick or something in it, because my drag is set, and I should be able to get a 100-pound fish in with my 30-pound mono, and if it breaks, I know something went wrong, and maybe it was avoidable. Maybe not. Not. I mean, you could get a nick on while you're fighting a fish, especially here with these where I'm fishing with these rocks. You can feel sometimes if that line gets under the rock, you can just feel it dragging, and you're trying to let him go, let him swim, and you can just feel it like it's on a rock. You know what I mean? It's a crapshoot, but sometimes it's avoidable. You know what I mean?
Okay. Liz, good night. She said it's getting close to being midnight where she's at. So, Liz, good night. Have a nice rest. We'll probably see you on Thursday night in the live, probably. Probably be closer to midnight when I'm going live again. So, Matt wants to know what's your favorite spot to fish on a river or lake.
We were chatting last night about it. I don't do any lake fishing. I really never have with my boat. A couple years and years and years ago, maybe a little bass fishing in a lake or something. But around here, most of the lakes are private. Nobody wants you on there. You know, blah blah blah. The whole fishing story. But I spent most of my fishing time in rivers. Rivers with current. You know now. These couple rivers I've been fishing the last couple of years for the flatheads, of course, are a lot of rocks and stuff. So I like to have current. I like to find a seam, a current seam, and try to set up on it. A lot of times the current seams kind of line up with the channel edges, and bingo, that's the ticket. If you can find a spot where the current seam is and naturally it should be kind of near the channel edge. If you think about it, that's where the most of the water is running. So, but yeah, if I can get around somewhere, some structure, I love it when I have a piece of structure, which usually where I'm fishing is rocks. But if you can find an area that has kind of a rock by itself, it seems like that's a good spot. Set up, you know, upstream from that and just cast around it. But like I said, it's the outside bends. You know, of course, you read that all the time, but it really does. Seems like if I'm going to a place for the first time, that's where I'm looking for outside bends, nice sharp, you know, channel edges.
Yeah.
You can find a current seam, and I like to have my boat in the current because that helps keep the boat straight. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
If you get over out into the eddy or whatever, sometimes your boat does all this and it makes it hard to fish. So I usually try to set up where I got most of my boat on the edge of that current seam in the current, because you know you can cast over into the eddy or whatever. But yeah, I've got
my buddy in here, Mr. Flow Rider, aka Mr. Rodfather.
Rodfather, what's up?
Yeah, he's in. Man, he's out there constantly out there on the boat fishing for bass and stuff. There's one of my bass buddies there. Enjoy watching him. Dan's Creation is in the house.
What's up, Big Dan?
Yep. Sunfish Assassin is in the house.
What's up, Sunfish? Yeah.
Gosh, Rodfather said he saw a dead alligator on the side of the road today, the size of a bass tracker.
Wow.
Man, that's huge.
That's a shame. I mean, it's a shame that animal got killed like that, but what That's scary.
Hey, Matt, are you talking about Matt? Matt said, ask the question. Are you talking about if he fishes river? What spots does he like to fish, river or lake? He says he likes rivers. He does rivers more than he don't do lakes.
Yeah, and that's just because of I really don't have lakes around here. You know, I'm not saying that that's not good or I wouldn't do it, but it would be my comfort zone anyway right now for rivers, because that's really all I've done for the last 15 years. So not to say I wouldn't go fish a lake. And a lot of times this new stretch of river I've been fishing, it's deep and sometimes there's not much current, so it's almost like being in a lake. I've been doing some suspend fishing. So yeah, you know, I'm kind of adapting. I chased blue cats over the winter quite a bit actually with your brother some. And
yeah.
Sometimes there's not much current, and it was deep enough in spots to suspend fish, so that was new to me. And again, I watch Kayak Catfishing is one of my favorite YouTube channels. I don't kayak fish. Look at me. Of course, I don't kayak fish, but he has got good knowledge. I like his dry humor or whatever. And,
yeah.
He tells you what he's doing, and like I said, I picked up some stuff from him, and that's what you got to do. Like I said, I like using the demon dragons and all that, but when there's no current, they really don't work, because when you drop your sinker down and that float is up while it's going down and your bait, here's what it does going down around your main line.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You sit there, you don't catch any fish, and when you reel your line up, it's all tangled up, and you're like, well, that's why I wasn't catching any fish. So again, live and learn.
Yeah, we got Sogo in the house, and TJ. TJ's gonna lay down. He's got to rest, so he's gonna step out for a little bit. But Matt actually says he meant to say, what places or spots do you target or post up and fish?
Well, again, like I said, when I'm first trying looking to spot out, I always Google Earth it.
Yeah.
And you know what is handy in Google Earth is you can actually see the depth to a point. You can see where there's some shallower areas because the coloration will be a little different. So I say a lot of times when I go to a new area, I Google Earth and I sit at work and I'll be on Google Earth and looking for bends and sometimes you can even see log jams, but you can see depths and again, I like if I can find a current seam, which is usually near a bend or something. I mean, that's usually the reason why there's a seam. And especially if the seam is kind of near a channel edge, that's utopia for me. And once you're fishing and you get searching around it, like I said, if I can find a piece of structure, which is usually a rock, but out here in Pennsylvania, I mean there's big rocks. I mean, it'll be 12 feet, 5 feet. I mean, it's a 7-foot tall rock. So if you have an area that's kind of flat and open, but you got a rock sitting in the middle of it, that's a spot. That's a good spot where some fish will sit. And especially if you find a spot like that, you fish that for a little bit, you might catch one or two, and then that'll be it. But then that's probably all that was there. So move on. So that's kind of a strategy to use too. But if you get to a spot where there's a whole bunch of rocks, there could be fish all over it. So, but yeah, like I said, channel ledges. I like to try to get my boat to sit right on it. So, left side of the boat, it might be 15 feet deep. Right side of the boat, it might be 6. But let's get a line or two up in the 6 foot. Let's get a line or two up out in the 15, and then let's get one right in the middle. You know what I mean?
Middle of the channel. Yeah.
And it's funny. Last night I was fishing predominantly on. The left side I was near the shore, and I was catching a lot of fish out towards the center last night. I was chatting with Tim. Epic was in there, and that's the kind of things you gotta pick up. So I felt like I just needed to run my boat out a little bit closer to the center, But where I was fishing there's not a dramatic channel edge. Like 12 or 15 feet is as deep as it gets, and it runs. It might be 6 or 8 feet over by the shore, so there's no 10-foot cliffs in that whole river. So
Thomas Little Page just came in. We've got Straight to the Point Outdoors then. So we got 19 people in the house. Welcome everybody. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, share it out. We've got into, I think we've looked at everything, and you talk about, you just do prominently circle hooks, or do you use J hooks, or what do you?
I've totally 100% fallen in love with circle hooks.
All right, what brand do you normally go after?
My favorites are Gamakatsu's.
Gamakatsu's.
Number 8 Gamakatsu octopus circle hooks are my favorites. I just bought a long story, but if you spend $100 at Cabela's, you got $20 off. So I needed something. And I'm like, well, I might as well spend $100. So I bought a bunch of hooks and swivels, but anyway, I bought like a 25 bag of the Gamakatsu octopus number 8s. I just like them. I can't really explain it. But a lot, I try a lot of different stuff, the double actions and all that, and seems like I kind of wander back to the octopus circles for whatever reason. Here you're not supposed to use offsets. I know that's popular, and I have some offsets. I'm not gonna say I don't, but I have a good ratio, good hookup ratio with them. I swear. And like I said, not that you don't have them with other hooks, but you know how I get comfortable.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've had good success with them, so I don't feel the need to do anything else. But you know, I'll watch a video and somebody will be talking about Daiichi D85s or whatever. So I got some of them, and you know, if it doesn't blow you away as being a lot better, then you know, I don't know. The Gamakatsus they're reasonable. I've never had one break. In fact, it's funny. I was doing a live one night, but there by where your brother fishes, and I actually
speaking of my brother, he's actually in here.
Hey, what's up, Tim?
Yep, we got Willow's joined in. We've got Lee Evans has joined in.
Hey, Lee.
I think missed somebody. Country Boy is in here.
Will
say hi to you. Yep. What's going on, my big brother? My big brother Timmy.
Yeah. Willow was one of my break my stones while I'm live fishing guys, man. him and Brandon from Catfishing Dreams, man. They have a field day on me, but it's all in good fun. We have a good time, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's but like
Tim had a good weekend. He's fishing with Everett from a lot of fishing TV, so them two, and to get approval from Chunky to go fish Chunky's spots. that was cool. That was cool that Chunky said, "Hey, go fish my spot." So hey, that's what we're here for. I mean, we're here to help each other out. If they're not getting on fish, let's put them on fish. That's
right. Yeah, Chunk.
We're not bass fishermen. The bad ones. Let's put it the bad ones. Because I know Rodfather's probably still in here. He's a bass fisherman, but there's some out there that don't want you to know any spot.
Nah.
So.
And you know what? In fairness to them, if they worked hard to find a spot, and you know if they do some tournaments and stuff.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, I get it too. Yeah, I do.
When I first started, I first really chasing catfish about 15 years ago, and I started fishing the tournaments around here. The boat club where they have this big tournament at, they are really cliquey up there, and I wasn't one of them guys. So, you know, they wouldn't tell me anything. They wouldn't even tell me the bait they're using, and I finally befriended a couple of them. But I get it, man. I get it. You know, if you find a spot and it's a good spot, and you're going to do some tournament fishing, I'm not telling anybody about that spot. You know what I mean? Not cutthroat, but you know, your friends. But you know, somebody that you really like if you can put a spot on YouTube, and next thing you know, you come there next week and there's 20 boats there.
Yeah.
So I get it, I do, and I had a hard time at first because I had that mentality kind of coming in here. I'm like, I want to do YouTube videos, but I'm gonna have the camera pointing down so they can't see it out in the back of the boat and all that. And I'm like, You know what? I'm 57 years old. I don't need all that. You know, I don't want 20 boats in my spot or whatever. But it's not that bad, I don't think. So, but
Chris with Hooks and Hammocks is in the house.
Hey, what's up, Chris?
Yep, we got 15 wonderful people in here. We've been at it for about an hour, so that's awesome, man. It's awesome that we're all in here. So what kind of motor are you running off that boat?
I got a Yamaha 2-stroke. When I bought the boat, it came with a 50 horse Mercury. Mercury used to have a bad rap.
Oh yes.
It was when I told you about the carpet in the boat. The other thing was I really didn't want to have a Mercury, but they got better. But anyway, I used to be an old race car guy, kind of a hot rod guy. So it wasn't fast enough for me, and I really didn't. The Mercury, it never. Don't get me wrong, it never let me down, but it just didn't idle right sometimes. It was brand new, and it just didn't idle right sometimes. And I got to tinkering with the carburetors myself, and I didn't make it any better. So I did a little research. My boat is actually only rated for a 75 horsepower, but it also gives like a weight 450 pounds. Well, this 90 horse Yamaha only weighs 262 pounds.
Yeah.
So I cruised around. I found a. It was like 1 year old Yamaha. It was on an old boat. I had to buy the whole boat and trailer and everything to get the motor.
Yeah.
But I wound up recouping a little bit of money with the old boat and trailer, enough to pay for the controls. And I sold my Mercury to a guy, and I've been happy ever since.
Oh, yeah.
But like I say, it's only rated for 75, so I put 70 stickers on the cowl. So if you to look at it, you think it was a 70. But it goes pretty good. I got a stainless steel prop on it. I really I got like 9 props over on the shelf, buying different pitches, different sizes, and raising it up and lowering it. And with good conditions, when I'm by myself, I get about 43 miles an hour out of it. And but even with somebody with me and maybe a live well full of water, it'll almost always go 36 or 37. So that's fast enough.
Oh yeah.
But like I said, we were doing some tournaments. They do them shotgun starts, and the old racer in me don't like being the 10th boat out of the creek. So we got up there where we were at least in the top 3 or 4.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us about your little rod rack in the back. How you got it set up? I know you talked about getting it custom made and everything for you.
Yeah, it's well, I see everybody with those rod racks, and the way I had mine, I really liked. I had no trouble with it, but it is kind of convenient, and I'm like this weird kind of anal where I like everything to be perfect. So the more I thought about it, I said, man, I'd like to have my rod holders all perfectly spaced and like that. So I just kind of thought about it, and there's a place that sells it's a metal place. They buy and sell all kinds of metals, but they have like a catalog, and I'm just looking through there, and they had a 2x4, an actual 2-inch by 4-inch piece of aluminum. Like it looks like a 2x4, but it's actually 2 inches by 4 inches. Channel aluminum, I don't know what you call it, but it's square. You know what I mean? It's a whole square. It was 12 foot long or something, which I didn't need the whole 12 foot, but you had to buy the whole piece. But so I got to thinking about it, and my rod holders are 4 inches across. I was like, it's perfect. So
yeah,
I bought that, and I cut it to size. On the one side, I actually put a steel pole in it. I bought one of those a shallow water anchor. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's kind of popular with kayaks, but a lot of times in the Schuylkill River, it's only 8 or 10 foot deep, and there's not much current. So the back of the boat does a lot of this. So you can actually stick that pin down, in the bottom if you can get around the rocks, but it kind of steadies the back of the boat.
Yeah.
So I needed a good way to anchor that, so it's like perfect for that. Of course, I've kind of given up on the Schuylkill now, but so we put that into the rod holder, and I still run. I've had these Cabela's quick draw rod holders. I don't know if you ever seen them or not, but you can actually set a hook with the pole in the holder. It like kind of unfolds, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, yeah.
If you've ever had a fish in the rod holder and you can't get the rod out of the holder, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Here, you can pull back on them, and then you kind of unload them and then lift the pole out.
I like that. That's I mean, a lot of people, they sit there and they'll reel down on the reel, but then they'll have to pull it out forward and then pull back.
Yes, exactly.
So if you reel down and pull back just a little bit and then pull it out with you, then you're perfect. You're set up perfect.
Yep. Yeah. And you can lift it up. So like I say, they're not perfect. When I used to just do channel cat, and I used to use like smaller butted poles, and they worked better in there. But I already had enough of them, so I just mounted them up. But people say they break and all that, and knock wood, so far I haven't had any problems with them. Biggest problem I had, I don't know if you can see or not, but you know how a lot of the poles have the fat butt on the end.
Yes. Well, if you watch my live Thursday, you know how I feel. So.
Yeah, I actually got, if you can see, I actually got to trim them down so that they fit in that pole holder, because the hole's not that big in the pole holders.
Yeah.
I hate taking an $80 ugly stick brand new from Cabela's and putting it on my grinder and grinding the butt down, but
oh yeah,
I got to do so to go in and out of the pole holder, and that's more important to me. So But yeah, I don't know if you can see it or not, but like I said, if you got the pole in the holder, you can actually, you can lift the pole up, and then of course when you lift up, it's much easier to get out.
Oh yeah.
That's how that thing works. So like I said, that's I already had them. So it was kind of a no-brainer. If they ever actually start failing or whatever, then I'll go get monster rod holders or whatever everybody else has, I guess. But for now, they work good for me.
This is like we talked earlier. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I like that.
We got Mike. Yep. We got Mike Turner in the house. We got Mike Costello. Dude, I am glad you finally made it into one of my live talk shows. Finally, he's always messaging me after and saying, "I missed you live. I missed you live." I'm glad you finally got in here.
Yeah, I'm actually a little guilty of that too, Kelly. It seems like the 6 o'clock thing. It seems like I get in from work, I grab a bite to eat. I usually come out to the garage, cut the grass. I usually come back in the house about 7:30, and then I go, "Oh shoot, Kelly was on."
Yep. Yeah, it's fine. We got 18 wonderful people in here. Aircraft 1 just popped in. What's going on, buddy? Welcome in, man. Yeah, Aircraft has been in a couple of our lives. He usually watches Tim all the time, so he's in here.
Yeah, he actually fishes down there in that vicinity where
Yep.
Tim fishes a lot and all that. So
yeah.
One of these days, I told him he's going to jump in my boat. I'm going to take him up there and get him a flathead. I don't think he's ever caught one, so.
Oh, yeah. Matt's been in and out. He went and cooked dinner, so he's popping in and out, checking in on us.
Awesome.
Yeah, so 18 wonderful people in the house. Yep. Glad everybody's in here. Yeah. They're talking about gas shortage. Yeah, we've been hearing that. I just got a text message just a minute ago saying that some of our stores in here is already shut down for the night. Yeah. It's 7:14. It's 7:14, and they've already closed the doors on the gas pumps.
Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, that gas company that got cyber hacked is right here in Jersey. It's not that far from me, so people in Jersey are really starting to pucker up. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems like we always make it through somehow.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like my dad called me right before the show started and said that something about they're talking about the gas shortage of 73. Dad's like, I don't remember a gas shortage of 73.
Hey, unfortunately, I do. I was 10 years old in 73. It was real, man. You literally, I don't know how it was in the whole country, but you literally, if your tag number, you had an even or odd number on your tag, your license plate, and that you could buy even number bought gas on even days, and odd numbers bought gas on odd days.
Huh.
It was literally like that.
Yeah. I wasn't alive. I'm little. I'm young, so I wasn't alive. But my dad said he don't remember. He worked factory, so I mean he had to go to work no matter what. So I don't think he goes like I don't remember it. So
yeah, in Jersey, like I said, I don't know if that was just Jersey. I think it was countrywide, but that's how they handled it. If your tag number was ABC 123, you were odd with the 3 on the end, and on the 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, those days you could buy gas. I'm
already buying gas on every other day anyway, so.
Yeah, well, you would have to line it up, or you'd be poop out of luck.
Yeah, but I go down to Tennessee and buy gas. Is where I get gas. It's like 30 cents cheaper than it is here in Kentucky.
Okay. Yeah, gas used to be pretty reasonable in Jersey, but a couple years ago they hit us with a 28-cent tax or something. So now it's about the same as Delaware and Pennsylvania. Yeah, that's funny you talk about that rationing. I always remember my neighbor next door. He used to have a decent ride back and forth to work. He had an extra set of license plates. He would switch his license plates because, of course, the guy at the gas station don't check your registration.
No.
He would switch his license plates to an even number if he needed gas on the even day, and then go home and switch them back.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that was real, man. That was real. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm old enough to remember that. I guess. I remember when I used to have my motorcycle, we had a little gas station. I live in a little one-horse town. That's Peace City. We had a little gas station up the center of town, but I remember 28 cents regular gas. I would take a quarter up there, and I could fill my motorcycle about up with a quarter. So that tells you how old I am, but that's real. You know what I mean? That's real. It's hard to fathom, but it was real back then.
Yeah. What's your choice of bait? Bait. Yeah.
Well, since I started flathead fishing, of course, it's a whole different animal. But I have a couple of little holes where I can throw cast nets.
Yeah.
But like I say, if I were to be able to wave a wand and pull my cast net in and pick what was in there, seems like gizzard shad for me is awesome. But they're I've been fortunate this year. I'm catching mostly gizzard shad and not much of anything else. But so far I haven't caught a fish on a live bait yet this year. But as far as live baits, bluegills they really work well, and they're pretty hardy. You can. I got my system down where I keep them alive. In fact, maybe if you want, I'll bring the phone down. I'll show you my bait tank. It's nothing great or whatever. It's a little bit interesting, I guess. But like I can go throw my cast net during the week and give me a dozen or 15, pretty much whatever I catch. But like I said, if I could pick, I like to have nice hand size bluegills. Sometimes I get like a sucker mixed in there or a small carp. But man, if it's about that big, I take about 10 or 12 of them with me fishing, pretty much whenever I go. But
yeah,
the shad are almost impossible to keep alive. But there's people that do. You got to have one of those good tanks, and you got to take a little care with them. And live shad, I think, is even the best bait to swim. But it's so hard for me to keep them alive. I had a live one Thursday night. I managed to keep him alive, and so I got there first thing. I put him on and I threw him out there. First time I moved, I reeled him in. He was dead. They just don't.
Yeah.
Well.
No, not very long. No. Yeah. That's why a lot of people use the shad for cut bait.
Yes.
Because they can't keep them alive.
Well, and it's wonderful cut bait.
Oh yes, they are.
Yeah, I'm not. Like I said, if I catch a couple of 2 or 3 big shad, I just throw them right in the. I don't try to keep them alive, and they're what I want. Like I said, if I was gonna go fish tomorrow and I'm gonna go throw my cast net and I go, please God, give me fishing here. I'm asking for shad. They're oily, good solid texture, and they're amazing cut bait. Amazing cut bait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I had a live one last week, and I knew he made it. He made the trip in the live well, and so I hooked him first and threw him out there. And the first time I moved, when I reeled him in, he was dead.
Yeah.
So, it's tough. Their face gets all red. They actually swim into the walls. You got to keep them in round tanks. They will actually get in a corner and just swim into the corner. Their nose will be all beat up like a boxer or something, and they're dying. You know what I mean? You're lucky to keep them alive for a day. So.
All right. Anybody got any questions for P City?
Anything.
We'll throw that out there. If anybody's got any questions, throw them up there and we'll ask them.
Ask Will if he wants to see my chicken legs.
Yeah. Will always talks about seeing your chicken legs out on a boat.
Yeah, I've always been the fat guy with the skinny legs. So you know what? If the shoe fits, wear it. I wear it proud.
Mike Costello. Has anyone ever used a fish aquarium for a bait tank? I've heard a few of them do it. Use a fish aquarium for a bait tank. You just got to have the right aerator. So make sure you have the right aerator for it.
Yeah. Yep. Filtration and aeration are key.
Yep.
You want me to show you my bait tank?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see the bait tank.
Yeah, I gotta take my phone off the pole here, so don't get seasick on me. Shoot, I'm not gonna. Can I reverse the camera while I'm on here? I don't want to hang myself up. I hope I just didn't. Camera, front camera, back camera. Okay, back. So got me?
Yep, gotcha.
All right, man. How about me doing that without losing it? But yeah, not like I said, nothing fancy. Watched a lot of YouTube videos, but the key to it is this is a chest freezer. Again, you go get them off Craigslist or Facebook. I think I paid $40 for it. You know, it's a little rusty and all that, but the key to it is keeping the water temperature cool. They don't, how do you say it without, they don't go to the bathroom as often when it's cool. They keep calm.
Yeah.
So keeping them cool is a huge part of it. And the way this freezer works, this baby right here is a thermostat. So it has a probe that's in the freezer, and you set it. You set your set point whatever you want. Like I don't have any bait in there now, so I just got it on 55.
Yeah.
And then I got a 3-degree deviation, and you can set that wherever you want. So when it's if it's at 55, it's not running, and if it gets up to 58, it turns the freezer on. You actually plug the freezer into this thermostat, so the freezer will be running by this thermostat. So when it gets up to 58, it'll run, it'll get it down to 55, and then it'll shut off. So it's this thing here I got off Amazon. I saw it on somebody's video. That is the key to the whole thing. So, but like I say, it's a chest freezer. I got a couple holes in the top.
Yeah.
Inside, I got a I think 500 gallon per hour pond pump. And one of those aerator stones, a little flat thing. It looks like a puck kind of, so it just sucks to the bottom. And I got a good air pump. It's kind of like an aquarium pump, but it's a good one. You know, it's got 2 lines, so it puts out a decent amount of air. So that's always running in there. And then for a filter, it's just a Coleman Igloo cooler. Again, not my theory, but you got your water cooled off when it goes through this filter. You know, it just helps to keep it cool a little bit.
Yeah.
But
what is it? You want to go back over that just a little bit more? I'm gonna give you. They're asking for a full screen, so hold on a second.
Okay. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, there you go. But yeah, like I say, it's an old crappy chest freezer that I paid $40 for. Now this is the line that goes down to the pond pump. Of course, you can't see it because of the bubbles. But it's a 500 gallon a minute pond pump. It comes up this line and goes into the top of the cooler. I don't know if we can see it. I guess we might be able to. In there, I got a T-bar with a sprayer. Just a 1-inch PVC or 3/4, and just drill holes in it. To make like a little spray pattern. And on the bottom, you got a layer of lava rocks. Then I got a layer of they want bacteria to actually kind of grow in there. So you put the little plastic sponges, or not sponges, like for scrubbing dishes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think I got them all in there, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Everyone wants to know how do you open it to get the bait?
It's a lid like a freezer. So yeah, and of course I've never rigged up a good handle on it. I got a piece of wood here next to my drill press, so I just prop it up like that. I had a little cord on here and it broke the end of last year. I never replaced it. So yeah.
Now do you use a net to go down there and grab them, or what do you use to get them out of there?
Right here.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, this net, another Amazon thing with the flat bar on the bottom. They are wonderful for live wells in the boat too. You know, if that net's round, when you try to scoop a fish off the bottom, you don't get a good scoop on it.
Yeah.
This net is wonderful. It's nothing special. I mean, it's a fray bill. I don't even know what they call it. But yeah, if you have a live well in your boat, it's wonderful. Sometimes they're hard to catch in a live well. They're hard to catch in this freezer too, actually. So that flat bottom net is a blessing. I actually got one here that sits here, and I got one in the boat. Because of course.
Now, do you put algae balls or anything into your bait tank there?
Algae balls?
Yeah, or algae or the green pads to help with the algae stuff.
Yeah. That's those pads. They call them like almost like a scrunchie pad, but like for cleaning dishes.
Yeah.
And where's this other stuff? Here you go. This stuff here. It's ammonia neutralizer. That's what it is. Like when the fish urinate and whatever. How do I say it properly? Poop.
Yeah.
It makes ammonia in the water, and it'll make the water toxic.
Yeah.
So I got a stocking in there with like a cup full of this, and I change that every year, and that's probably overkill. But it's very important to neutralize the ammonia if you're going to keep the fish in there for a long,
Roger says good bacteria will help.
Yeah, and this stuff here too, I use this in the live well too. When I put a fresh, a live well full of water in the boat, one cap full of this stuff I put in there. This better bait. It gives it kind of a blue look too, but it'll turn your tap water safe like instantly.
Yeah.
But when I'm going fishing, typically the day before, I will fill my live well up. And just leave the cover open in the boat and put a cup full of that better bait in there. And man, knock wood, I have not had a fish die in my live well in 3 years. I don't think.
That's a good time to be able to just not have any bait to die yet.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because it's critical.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else to say, but yeah, when you go to fish, you want live bait. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And plus being able to, as I say, here's these pole holders. I know it's probably hard to see, but you can actually rear back on this while it's still in the holder, and then when you need to lift it out, it's much easier. It's not loaded. So I've had these since the boat was new. A lot of these are 10 years old. I have bought some since then, but that's kind of, if you couldn't see it from up front there, that's my arsenal. I don't when I'm by myself, I don't often fish 6 poles, but I have the capability. If that makes any sense.
I think Roger's thinking about, do you keep shad?
I don't, Roger. I don't. I feel like I'm talking to nothing again, but like last Thursday, I happened to net one, and it was a nice size, maybe 6 inch. So he lived in the bucket on the way home, and I put him in the freezer, and he lived, and I took him with me, and he lived on the trip to the river. But I hooked him first because I knew he was fragile, and I throw him out, and first time I reeled him in, he was dead. But if there was some way to have those shad and keep them alive, 100%, that would be my go-to bait, live shad.
Yeah.
But it's just not doable for me. Yeah,
what do you mean, Dan? Have you seen my baseball?
He might have saw some of my grandkids' baseball stuff over here or something.
Probably. Avid says the pop. I don't know how you say it, but Pocosamosis or something like that to help with algae. Poco or
I don't know. Like I said,
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, I'm certainly no expert on any of it, but like I said, I just did my YouTube research, and I've come up with the system that I have. But that ammonia neutralizer,
yeah,
I've read is critical, and I used it, and I haven't had any fish die. So I'm going to say that it's important, and that stuff that I bought there works, and also that better bait.
Yeah,
like I have city water here, which actually isn't that bad for live bait. But they do say you need to let it go for like a day or so. Like the chlorine will kind of evaporate out of it.
Okay.
But that better bait, if you put that in there, I wouldn't be afraid to put live fish in there in an hour.
It's a fish that eats algae. It's Pocostomus.
Okay, yeah.
Pocostomus.
Like one of them aquarium suckers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never really thought about that, other than they say it's not a good practice. Well, some people keep fish for a long time in their live wells. You know, they might have 100 of them, so they actually got to feed them. And when you start feeding them, and that's when they start pooping, and the water, then it's really important for that ammonia to get out of there. And maybe that fish, like he's talking about, maybe that filters it or something like that.
Yeah, it'll sit there. It'll eat all the poop and it'll suck off the green off the walls and stuff like that. It's basically an algae eater.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's weird he says that about the algae on the walls. I've never cleaned that tank. Algae on the walls. And it runs pretty much from May till October. And I don't know why that is, or I'm not bragging. I'm just saying I've never cleaned it of algae, but I've also never fed fish in there. I've never had fish in there long enough to feed them.
Yeah.
Intentionally, sometimes I'll take, if I have 15 of them in there, I'll take all 15 of them with me. And when I'm done fishing that night, I just throw them in. Roger
says feed them.
Yeah. Hey, give them a chance. And then I go get more because I'm sure they need to go eat and live. Of course, where I'm releasing them, they're going to have to fend for their lives.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So like I said, I'm no expert, but, for whatever reason, the way I built this tank and the way I do it, I've never lost a fish in the live well. I have had them die in that tank before. Some fish are fragile, like shad. I'll try to keep them alive, and then they'll die. And I know if I put a couple shad in there, the next morning when I go to work, I'll check the tank, and if they're dead, I get them out of there. You know that. You don't want to leave dead fish in there long either. But
no.
It's always just the daggone shad, and unfortunate because if I had my choice, live shad, I would use number one for flatheads. And like I say, and then if cut them in half, if it seems like it's a cut bait day, just cut them in half. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They seem to be. I heard it from a couple of reliable sources that live shad are the ticket for flatheads, but my boat's not really big enough to have one of them big round tanks. I forget what they're called. You know what I mean? Them white tanks, they're kind of oval. And they got filters. And man, I went fishing with this guy, and he had oxygen hooked up to it. But man, we caught 38 flatheads in one trip. So there's something to that.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, like I said, I don't have the room on my boat for it, for one. And man, that's getting into be work. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like I say, I feel like I do okay with the others. I get by, but those shad are definitely good for the flatheads.
Yeah. All right. Question I always ask everybody that's on my live: if somebody's starting out in the catfish world, and what would you tell them about what to get if they're just starting out? Yeah, like what kind of tackle? If they're just starting out.
Yeah, I'm kind of an example of that. Like I said, when I started, pretty much for convenience and cost, I kind of got hooked on the ugly sticks. You could buy them at Walmart's, and reasonable. And I really like them. I really have not had too many failures with them. A couple of the failures I have had, I think were my own fault. I don't have a real good system for carrying my rods in the boat. I kind of strap 3 of them up on the top of my rod holder and 3 inside. But sometimes I might have an extra one on top, and maybe it bounces. But I think I might have, because you don't got to do much to a rod either to make it weak, kind of like a braided line. But anyway, I kind of fell in love with the ugly sticks because they were good bang for the buck. Okay, 40. Back then, when I used to buy ugly sticks, they were $24.95. Now they're 40, I guess, for kind of their cheapies or whatever. But fortunately, I have a catfish rod, and it's a great rod. I catch a lot of fish on it. But I get some of the tigers. They're $80. They're more of a professional priced. I guess that's what all the good ones sell for. So but I really like them. And I had some friends that fish saltwater and all that, and they used to swear by Penn. So I kind of had Penn in my mind. And actually, you could buy the junk pens at Walmart's back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, and they were okay. You know, you're paying $30 for a reel. It's a $30 reel. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was okay. But then I got to the point where they were starting to fail. Well, then now I got to go get the $60 one, you know, but start where you can. And you'll see when you get to your limits, you know, you start catching bigger fish, you're going to notice your drag's not good enough. And if you can afford to upgrade, then upgrade, you know what I mean? But like I say, I hate to tell somebody to go to Walmart and just buy a you know, that $30 Shakespeare combo, because it's really not going to do them justice for long.
I'm using those Berkeley big games from Timmy, and you can get them at Walmart.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's decent stuff. It's decent stuff. But you know, some of them are, you know, you can get a $30 rod combo at Walmart's, and you can also get a $60 rod combo at Walmart's.
Yeah.
And guess what? There's one that costs $60 is twice as good as the one that costs $30. That's just life. But if you can only afford the $30, man, get it. Go fish.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like I said, I always tried to buy what I could afford, and maybe, you know, when I got to the point where I was starting to catch fish and I had a couple reels fail, and you know, you have a drag lock up on you, and you know, all right, now it's time. But cut your teeth on something you can afford, and if something happens to it, you're not upset. You know, oh my God, my $150 reel, you know, I dropped in the water. You got to fish within your means.
Yeah.
But man, do whatever you got to do to go fish. You know,
Mike Costello saying that he's got to buy a net. Do you want to show Mike Costello your net so he kind of have an idea of what?
Yeah, Mike. Like I said, it's not. I got to turn the daggone phone around again. It's actually from Cabela's. It was like $57 or $58. But I mean, you know, a net is a net kind of, but it's got the man, I should probably turn my camera around again.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
You know, it's got the octagon pole. It's very strong. You know, it collapses. You know, you push the button in and it collapses. It folds up nice, but it's man, how big is it? Well, you can see how big it is. Do this like a selfie stick. I think it's 28 inches across or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, like I say, it almost looks maybe obnoxious to some people or whatever. But let me tell you, especially if you're fishing by yourself, it's a godsend. It's a godsend. I told I'm kind of cheap, you know what I mean? And I didn't need a net, so I kind of waited. But I had a couple gift cards. Kids gave me something for Father's Day, and I told my wife I'm gonna go get me a bigger net because I was really kind of I had a couple close calls trying to net a fish, you know, fishing by myself. So, but that one there, I bet you it's still not more than $60 at Cabela's. I probably bought it 2 years ago. I highly recommend it. But I mean, if you can afford that nice monster one with the nice little handle on it, you know, go for it. Get what you can. But this one, size wise, is big enough to net a 40-pound. Well, even that 60-pound blue that I caught. That thing was luckily for me, that thing was dead tired when it came up to the surface. It was one of the easiest fish I ever netted, and thank God, because you know, it was going to be a little bit of a trouble, but it literally swam into the net, and I just sucked him up. And but those flatheads, they get near the boat, and you know, if you got your headlight on and at night, and they see the light in the boat, they just do not want to just lay there and be calm for you to net them. So if you do a lot of fishing by yourself, do yourself a favor and get a bigger net than you think you need. Because if you do have to catch good fish and you lose it trying to net it, you're gonna kick yourself in the butt for weeks. Oh yeah.
Rogers said he's gonna step out. He's got Fin Seeker TV and Dinks Outdoor tonight. So make sure in about 20 minutes, make sure you jump over on Muskrat Adventures and throw the thumbs up, give them a like, and share it out for Fin Seeker TV and Dinks Outdoors. It's going to be a great show on his. Yep. Chris from Hooks and Hammocks wants me to tell you P-City, that you're a goat.
A goat?
Goat.
Yeah, he was kind of hanging out on me when I had that one live, and I appreciate it, Chris. I really do, but I might be a goat for another reason, but not like Tom Brady.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, hey, for anybody that's just getting started out, I know most everybody that's in here are pretty much are catfishermen, but anybody that watches this that is not in my lives here, if you're just going to get started out, go simple. Don't go after these $200 reels, $200 poles. Start out small. If it's something you're enjoying and you're doing good, then you can upgrade. If it's not what you like and you're just getting tired of it, then you've not spent a lot of money on this. So, but I know everybody in my live last Tuesday, I did tell you all something about a item that I had bought, and then I was going to show it on the live and I didn't get to, but I am going to today. This is the new item that I bought. This is a 6,000 reel, but the coolest thing about it is what's on the bottom.
The bait runner?
This is a Bluetooth device that's on the bottom of it.
Really?
It will connect to your phone. It is a bite alert.
Really?
It will let your phone know that you have a bite up to 200 yards away from the pole.
Are you kidding me?
No, but it is cool. It comes off, so it's still a reel even if you don't have it on there.
Yeah.
So it pops off, and you can take it. You can leave your reel on the pole. Take this, and it's got a charging port right there.
Right.
Take it in. It's just a regular USB charging port, and charge it up in your house, and then take it back, and just stick it right back on there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. This is a $125 reel. Is what this is.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I know. But like I say, if that suits you, then it's worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
but it's a 4:7:1 gear ratio.
Okay, good.
So it's got a good gear ratio on it. It's a 6,000.
Yep.
But the person that's going to be using this is not me.
Is that right?
This is going to Timmy with Chesapeake Bay Catfishing.
Oh, okay,
this is his reel.
Yeah, awesome.
So he's going to be doing the testing for me.
There you go.
So I will be sending that out. So everybody make sure you hook up with on Chesapeake Bay Catfishing. Make sure you look for this in the upcoming weeks. He will have this out on Fishing with it. So
awesome. Yeah, that's
awesome. That's going to be an interesting little item for him. So
yeah. And yeah, I imagine everybody everybody does have Timmy already, but man, subscribe him, and man, what a good guy, man. What a good guy. I get everybody probably knows how I bumped into him that day at the
dock, yeah. Oh yeah.
He was getting ready to go fishing, and I'd already dropped my boat in, and you got to drive kind of across the parking lot over there. And I parked my boat and trailer, and I had to use the potty, so I was a few minutes. But then by the time I came walking back to the boat, I see this guy unloading big gear, catfish size gear, because a lot of people there bass fish, So I said, oh, that guy's catfishing. So I just kind of wandered over. I was just going to say, hey, how you doing? That's just me. But he turned around, and I knew him from his lives. I had chatted with him in the lives. I said, Timmy. And he looked at me like, what? Who is this guy? I said, P-City Smitty.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, man, hey, what's up? And blah, blah, blah. And he was by himself. I said, man, you getting ready to go fishing? He said, yeah. So you want to jump in my boat? He said, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's the day you all caught like 40-something, 30-something, 40-something fish that dock.
Yeah, we caught a decent amount of fish. Yeah. He caught it. I think he caught a 24. We were chatting about it last night. He caught a 24 and a half on a piece of chicken. So
yeah, on chicken, yep.
Yeah, we had a good day. It was blowing a little bit. It wasn't a perfect day, but I mean, hey, made a new friend, and we fished all day, and he's fished with me again. So it was pretty cool. Like I said, it's just like I felt like I knew him. You know what I mean? When
Yeah.
he turned around, I said, Timmy. And he never seen my face, of course. And he looked at me like, I said, P City Smitty.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. So, but yeah, good guy, man. Your brother's a good guy. I'm sure you are too. But yeah, your brother's a good guy, man. Good guy.
I look up to him. Me and him are closer than I've got two other brothers, but me and him are closer than the other two brothers. So I mean, we're
that's great, man.
Well, he's helped me out. So most of the gear that I've got from him.
Okay. Yeah.
So he's helped me out a lot getting my start.
Yeah.
Because I would have went to Walmart and bought the cheapest things ever.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I've got he gave me three. If you've seen his lives before,
yeah,
he's had the Berkeley big games, the big white fishing poles, the three of them.
Right. Yeah.
Those are mine now.
Yeah.
And I've got his reels now that came with them.
Yeah, I think the first time he was fishing with me, he had his new ripping lips on order. He didn't have them.
Yeah.
Yet.
No, not yet.
What he was saying. He said when he got him, he was going to send his to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which is what he did. Yeah. So
yeah.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful for him to give me my start. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Thanks for everybody coming in. Appreciate it. Matt says, yeah, I seen someone snagging with a Berkeley big game rod. Yeah.
Yep.
Using them to snag. Using the Berkeley big games to snag.
Okay.
Yeah, you can. I mean, yeah, that's what they want to use them for, to snag. I mean, I don't know.
Well, you know what? Yeah, you need something with some backbone to do that. I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're probably way good for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we've had 12 people in here. I think we've had the most up to 20 something at one time. We've been an hour and 46 minutes. Been a great live.
Yeah.
Glad everybody came in. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. If you want to support the channel, my link is there for my PayPal. You can send me something. It don't matter. It could be small. It could be big. Whatever y'all want to do. If you want, it's very much appreciated if you do. If not, hey, just being in here, giving me thumbs up, watching, giving me my watch hours is perfectly fine with me. Any last words, P City?
Yeah, if you don't mind, Kelly, I just want to say, I talked about it for a couple of videos. I meant to do a giveaway at 300, and man, 300 came quick. And then I'm like, oh, maybe I'll do like 350, and 350 has come now. So right now I'm saying I'm going to do a 400 subscriber giveaway. I might do it right after this. I'm just going to put together a little video and explain what I want to do, how I want to give away. And, if you're interested, you got to be subscribed to me, and just put a comment on the little video I'm going to make, and I'm gonna do a giveaway. As quick as 300 and 350 came, 400 shouldn't be that far away, maybe. I want to give something away. I appreciate everybody, and like I said, I really appreciate you considering me, Kelly.
Well, no problem, man.
And it's a family, man. We're a family, and this is a great thing. So I appreciate you having me, and I appreciate
no problem.
Listening to me quack. I've really had a good time in some of my lives, and I've decided I'm going to keep going. So
yeah, absolutely, keep on going, man. We enjoy it. I enjoy getting on there and watching you fish, man.
Yeah.
So everybody, make sure you get over there to P Cities when he drops that video. Make sure you subscribe to him if you're wanting to be in the contest. For the giveaway. If you're not subscribed, you can't be in.
And I promise you, every single person will enjoy what I'm going to give away. I promise you. There's no doubt about it.
Aircraft he says he wants to add a fish measure like the one from Tim into your giveaway.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's going to add a fish measure in with your giveaway.
Okay. Hey, awesome, Aircraft. Appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll put that video together tonight, and I think I found you on Facebook, right? I just started Facebook too, so I'm not very good with it, but I'm trying to find people and match them with the names on YouTube. You know what I mean? So
mine's nowhere near what's on YouTube. So
yeah, I know. I found you.
Yeah.
But yours is a little easier than some, because some guys it's nothing, But anyway. But yeah, I appreciate that, Aircraft, and I appreciate everybody who is giving me a shot. I hope they have some fun watching me, and together we get some laughs out of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, everybody. everybody make sure you get over to Muskrat Adventures and give him a like and thumbs up, share it out. Don't forget to jump in when P City drops his video for the giveaway. Make sure you give a thumbs up and comment, because that's probably going to be what's part of the deal. So good luck to all the ones that's going to go in it. I hope everybody gets a chance to do that. So P City, appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming in and sharing with us what's in your tackle.
Yep.
And we'll check you on the next live. Could be Thursday, but for everybody goes, we've got a couple lineups coming up. We've got Paul Meadow coming on next week on what's in your tackle. So me and Kevin's going to be talking about that. And the week after that, we've got a big hitter. Big hitter in the catfish community. You all definitely want to be in here for this. It is Dieter Melhorn.
Oh, I didn't think you were going to say it.
Yeah, Dieter Melhorn is going to be in the week after next. So we're going to get to talk with the man himself about what's in his tackle.
Yep.
So definitely want to be here for that one. So definitely want to share that one out when I get ready to drop the thumbnail on that one. So, all right, guys, that's it. That's a wrap for What's in Your Tackle, episode number 7.
God bless everybody. Tight lines.
Peace. We're out.